Breaking news! It looks like it is a two-horse race for the Blackburn Rovers managerial shot. Who am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you all about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video today. It's all about the hunt. It's been 2 weeks, 2 long, agonising weeks as to find out who will be in the dugout for the rest of the season and beyond. That's right, 2 names are left in the mixer, and it's going to be a close-fought race, it looks like. Who am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you in just a second. Big shout out to the members, big shout out to the patrons. You know who you are. And if you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button. You want some shop for Blackburn Rovers, Championship Football, World Football. We're going to all hear under one Rooski. It is the 2 names. And I'm like a dog with 2 dicks right now. I don't care which one of these. These guys both tick a lot of the boxes. And I'll go through those boxes in a minute. But I'll show you the article. It is Mr. Wagner. It is Mr. Ismael. Both recently, when I say recently, within the last year, have been in the Championship. Of course, one with Norwich, one with Watford. So we'll go through all those bits and pieces in a minute. But these are the 2 guys that appear to be left. Now, over the course of time, I'll go back to that article in a minute. I have championed for these guys. I don't want to dig out my own tweets, but they're in there. I even tweeted David Wagner just last night. I said he is the answer for our options. But to be honest with you, I don't give 2 shits. If it's either one of them, I'm happy. Because you've got to look what's out there. You've got to look at the Ryan Lowe's. You've got to look at the Aka Karankas. You've got to look at the dog shit that's out there and the expensive options that are out there. Now, these 2 guys have got pedigree of EFL and playoffs, so it's not that bad. Yeah, and who do we think we are? Do we think we're fucking Leeds United? Do we think we're, cream of the crop? We're not. We are in that pound store, the dollar store, looking for the Billy Bargains right now. And to be honest with you, we could do so much worse than these. We could do so much better. Yes, the Stevie Coopers. Yes, the Rob Edwards. Yes, the Gary O'Neills. But they're all fresh on the back of really good paydays at the Premier League. And they're probably still getting paid handsomely by their respective clubs from their sackings, etc., etc. They're not going to tarnish that. Same goes for Steven Gerrard, who I was leaning towards because I was running out of hope. But anyway, let's get back to that. The little post. It is from Rovers Extra. Shout out Rovers Extra. They actually got the info from Reluctant Nico. Journalist seems to be having his finger on the pulse. Yeah, and it's down to these 2 guys, and I'm pretty excited. One of our own, Jacobs, has not sold on either, but I'd rather take Wagner. Got Norwich to the playoffs last season, got a Huddersfield side promoted, who were punching well above their weight, as would be. Mind you, Ishmael got Barnsley side. So respect to Jacob. There's a lot of guys chipping in with those as well. And again, mixed opinions on both, but you cannot please everybody. You can't. So here they are. I think they're both stellar. I would say stellar. They're, it's like you're not going to get champagne, guys. You're not going to get champagne. You're not going to get fizzy water. You're going to get that middle, the Prosecco. The Prosecco. I think these guys are a bottle of Prosecco each. One might be a little bit stale. One might be a little bit fizzy or reluctant to I don't know where I'm going with my Prosecco thing here. But anyway, let's go over the 2 candidates. Of course, let's start with first we've got this guy here. It is Valérien Ismaël. If you don't know, he is French. He's got a good pedigree of his playing career back in the days at Bayern, etc. I think he even had time at Crystal Palace. And we'll go through his managerial record in a minute. He's French, so he can speak. I'm going to jump this in right now. Bonjour to Maktar Gay, your Cargbos. I don't know what Emmanuel Dennis speaks, if it's English or not. But, the Frenchies out there. Of course, maybe get a little bit extra out of that. He's also got history with Corley Woodrow, like he's the first name on the team sheet. But I know Callum Britton as well. And he has, like Jacob said in his little post there, punched above his weight with Barnsley. Of course, it didn't work out for him at Barnsley, but it built himself a reputation in the EFL, and we'll look at those numbers in a minute. This guy, of course, did absolute fucking bananas at Huddersfield Town. They were a League One team, and that was it. There was no question about that. Not only did they succeed in the Championship, but they maintained at least 1 season in the Premier League. This guy can balance the books, get somebody. I'm going to big picture on this one. Go to big picture. He did. What I love is what he does on pre-season. Now, the Wagner thing for me might trump this one in both. Again, I cannot decide. I think Valérien Ismaël for the short term, right here, right now, this season, it's him. Don't get me wrong. I think Wagner can get us into the playoffs and maintain a top 6 as well. But I think for the medium term, Wagner would be the answer, because he builds that chemistry, that teamwork. He took his fucking boys on boot camp. It was just, eat, sleep, shit together, that kind of bondness. And that's what got Huddersfield together. I know we're already together. That work has been done. But I think we're all under the assumption that we're going to have to rebuild this Blackburn Rovers side in the summer with all the contracts and etc. etc. But he's German, fucking efficiency. He's also American. Respect, Americano. It's spoiled for choice. But let's break down the numbers between these two sides. Let's start with Mr. Ismael, Valérien Ismaël, to you and me. He is 70, born in 75, 1904. He's born in 1975. He is 49. He is French, but he's also Guadeloupe. He does spend on average just under a year at club, which is not great. His preferred style is a 4-3-3 formation, according to transfermarkt.com. But this is his most recent managerial pedigree right here. His last 5 clubs. But he does have a lengthy managerial record. But let's take a look at the last 5. Of course, it didn't really end well with Watford, but a 1.20 points per match ratio. Was appointed July 2023. Of course, lasted pretty much the majority of the season. It's the poison chalices, Watford. They are fucking sacking left, right and centre. I'm quite surprised Cleverley's not gone, but I think they've already got his replacement lined up anyway. So it's a mad-ass world as Vicarage Road with managers. So I don't think he's been given the benefit of the doubt. It was one of those sort of situations where you might have a bit of money and they're expecting you to get into the playoffs, if not more than that. He did go to Besiktas in Turkey. Again, a very difficult place to go. A high expectation of Turkey. You're expected to be the top team in Turkey, not second. Finished at the back end of the 2022 season there, and then probably got off to a really bad start. 1.72 points per match is not bad. So let's give him some credit here, guys. 1.72 points per match in Turkey ain't too bad. But regardless, West Brom, he managed a good season there for the most part. 31 matches, 1.45. Ain't too shabby. Anything around about 1.5, you're cooking. You're cooking with gas. So take from what you will. West Brom. So he lasted the majority of the season. Again, West Brom, it's the expectation there is playoffs, bitches. You've got to be in the playoffs or nothing. Barnsley was where it all began, really, where he actually did wonders. He picked the team up in October 2020, 25th of October. He lasted not even a full season there, but he did get them into the playoffs. He got the momentum going, 1.84 points per match. Great statistics there, great numbers. And then, of course, his time in Austria, where he got found out, really. Not long there, just a season there as well. 50 games, 1.98 points per match. He might have a short-term fuse. You know what? I am excited, genuinely excited, because I don't think we can do wrong here. Just turn the clock back 3 days. Go back to my face. Turn the clock back 2 or 3 days. Ika Karanka was looking like he was going to be fucking manager. And then, if it wasn't in, it was going to be David Lowe. No disrespect, David Lowe. Respect to you for doing what you did. But there's some dog shit out there. We were really linked with some dog shit. So, these guys they've got the championship experience. Come on, give them some credit. Bloody give him some credit. So then he does have this. He does have all this shit where he did manage Wolfsburg for a little bit. Not great. But of course he did cut his teeth out in Germany with Hannover Zwei, Nuremberg as well. So he's got connections in Germany. I do hope to exploit that if he has been given the poison chalice here at Blackburn Rovers. He also has time in Cyprus there, which is the wrong game as well. So let's take a look at him. He's got a 1.70 points per match ratio over the course of his tenure. He has managed, I think, 350 some games or whatever, winning 175 of them, losing 106, 67 draws as well. So, he's winning over 225 of the 350. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good takeaway. I am not upset with this. I'm telling you now, we could do so much wrong. And I just think this guy, if it's him, again, it's like, what do you eat first? You know what I mean? I'm happy. I am happy with either one of these. I really am. So let's take it as his opponent in the red corner, should we say, or in the yellow corner. It is David Wagner, of course, Americano, as you can see, as well as German. His average is a little bit longer over the course of his tenure, 1.83 years per match, and he does prefer 4-2-3-1, which is what we play right here, right now. But there might be a little bit of tweaks, etc., etc. Of course, he did start again. He's got a track record of managing in Germany. This is all of his managerial career here. Hoffenheim, whatever, the under 21s, and then Dortmund, of course, didn't get the full-time job there. But maybe that was in the Klopp era. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not too sure. It might be a little bit before or after that. But then he got his chance, his big break at Huddersfield. And then 1.23 points match does not give it credit. because let's go back to me again. Season of wonder. I think it was a season of wonder at Huddersfield. So Mr. Wagner took over 2015. Of course, he finished that season with Huddersfield down to 19th. It was the second season that he got 5th place with Huddersfield. And then they maintained their Premier League status for a season, but then relegated the season after. That's when, of course, he felt the pinch. He was actually sacked before the relegation. So you never know. He might have been able to turn it around. So it's not bad. And 1.23 doesn't give him much credit. Really doesn't. And then he goes to Schalke. That's Watford. Watford in Germany is Schalke. They're doomed right now. They can't get out of a funk. It's got a rotten to the core is Schalke. They just can't get the shit together. So fuck knows how he was going to fix that. Then he goes to Young Boys Bern in Switzerland. Does okay. 1.73 points per match. You cannot discredit that. So 1.73 points per match. And then Norwich gets him in the fucking playoffs. Okay, yeah, this next season, bit of an anticlimactic one there. He was fired after the playoff disaster. So he was hired in 2023, so 2022-23 season for Norwich. Let me look that back. So he was hired in the 2022-23 season. Right here, right now. Okay, it's fucking in front of my face. What an idiot. And he did finish them in 13th spot. It was the second season, full season, finishing in 6th. But I guess I do remember a lot of Norwich fans complaining about the football towards the end of it. But he fucking got him in 6th place. Goodness gracious. An uprise from 13th to 6th. Honestly, what are we fucking complaining about? Realistically, I don't know. Anyway, so that's him. Of course, he's got a points per match ratio, 1.34 points per match. And then he got he's actually managed about 500 and some games. What we got? 2, 3, 4, 5 nearly. Yeah. Okay, he has lost more than he's won. That's not a good stat. It's not a good it's not a good look there, Wagner. It's not a good look. But 1.34 is what we're getting out of this. So I put a quick poll out there, and it is fresh within the last 10, 15 minutes, of course. So don't look into these numbers too much. But I asked the Rovers public what they thought about the two candidates. And this is what it looks like right here, right now. Just 67 votes. Again, it was not even 20 minutes ago. And the recent feel is David Wagner from the Rovers fan base. I honestly I do not know. I'm going to regret the one probably that we don't hire purely on the success of the other. So if we get Ismael and we fucking finish 10th, I'm going to be blaming him, and we should have appointed Wagner. So it is still a difficult decision. But for me, realistically, if it's down to these two, I think we could do so much worse. We could do much better. I know that, but we are Blackburn Rovers. We are trying to balance the fucking books at the moment, and it just doesn't seem to be an attractive option, or we don't have the money to lure the Stevie Coopers and the like. But anyway, what are your thoughts and opinions about that? We go again, guys, and of course we'll keep an eye on this over the next day. I'm expecting a hire either tomorrow, Monday, or Tuesday. So until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. We are done.